Oh, what's up, Melissa? Where you been at?
I was busy on the phone helping customers.
Okay,
All right, yeah, that's fine.
Anyways, I've been trying to show you how to properly crimp an MC4 head. So this is the Stäubli kit. We do sell this on our website.
Cool.
It comes with all these tools right here, minus this stuff right here. These are the wire cutters. These are the wire strippers. These are the crimpers. Those are the assembly and unlocking tools. That is a test plug. That's the torque tool. And it does come with these interchangeable dies and these insulating caps. So we start with cutting our wire. First, you want to grab your wire cutters. First things first, measure out your wire. If you don't, you're gonna have a terrible day. Second, go ahead and look over your PV jacket or your insulation. Make sure there's no nicks, cuts, or anything out of the ordinary. Make sure that these wire cutters are flush with the where you're cutting, because you don't want to cut it at an angle like that, where now your jacket's kind of protruding up. Keep it flush as possible.
Nice.
So next, we're gonna go ahead and strip our wire. So go ahead and grab your wire strippers. Make sure that this is at the correct measurement. If not, you would have to use your wire cutter to cut off some extra strands. And then you always wanna make sure you're using the correct gauge. So this one's 8, 10, 12. So go ahead and insert your wire. You wanna make sure that there are no nicks or cuts in your strands. So next step, we're gonna go ahead and crimp our wire. Grab your crimping tool, unlock your crimping tool, and then always make sure you have the correct die that you're using.
Which die are we using for this one?
6 millimeters squared, and then the 10 gauge. Always release your clamp first, slide your barrel in. And from there, you want to crimp down slightly just so the barrel slips in properly. Go ahead and grab your wire, insert it into the barrel. Make sure there's no strands loose. Go ahead and start crimping. Once it's locked into place, you can let go of your wire. Squeeze with both hands. And release. Once you crimp it, you just want to make sure that there is less than a millimeter squared space between the ferrule and the jacket. Make sure that the brush doesn't actually sit inside the barrel itself. You'll actually end up having arcing problems if that happens. The brush just refers to the strands. Go ahead and grab our connector head. And then when you're sliding it in, you should hear a clicking noise. And then you just want to give it a little tug test. So now we just got to tighten the nut a little bit. Grab your assembly and locking tools. So slide over the connector. Then you slide the wrench part onto the nut. And make sure you hold the gray one tight. You don't want to be moving that one. You want to just move the black one. So now that we got a couple of turns on it, we can actually go ahead and grab our torque tool. And in order to torque it, it does come with a little wrench. You just slide it over the top and then turn it until the reading shows 3.5. We can go ahead and reassemble it. And it's very similar to how we were using the other locking tool. We don't want to move this top piece. Okay. We just want to move the torque wrench. So then you turn it until you hear a click. And then we do one more just to make sure that it's actually torqued properly. A big misconception is that people think that this needs to be bottomed out. You do not want this bottomed out. There should be one thread or at least a little gap in between the actual nut and the connector. Now we're actually going to test it and make sure that this is a proper head. In order to do that, we need our test plug. So what we're actually reading is to make sure that the barrel is the proper depth. So you want it in between this white line. If it's below or above that, you got to redo your connection. We're going to go ahead and test it. And it's in that white line. It's a good connection. Now I'm going to go ahead and make the other cable real quick.
Okay.
So next, normally we'd make our connection. But first, I do want to go over these insulation plugs. This one is kind of just straightforward. Just plugs in there. Make sure it's all the way down. The other side, if you just push it down, doesn't really stick. So we just push it down and give it a little twist. As it does insulate it from the weather. Let's say that you did have a day that was about to rain. You can put these on there and it should create a water sealed.
All right, so are we done?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, okay.
We do have to make our connection.
Okay.
So this is the final step. You just pretty much make sure you connect these together. You make sure you hear that click.
Yeah.
If you don't hear that click, it wasn't properly placed.
Okay.
We do a tug test, double check. And if we needed to take this apart, we would just slide this over and pull.
Oh, okay, cool.
Next, you just want to make sure you do a tug test on every step. A click doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually secured.
Well, thanks so much, Trevor. Do you have any other tips for me or anything else that would be helpful?
Yeah, actually, I have a few. To start off, always wear your PPE. That's your safety goggles, your insulated gloves, your insulated tools, and make sure you have your tester with you.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Trevor.
No problem.